Hey guys, Snowing here. I just created this whole video with no audio, so I'm doing a voiceover now of me playing through it. Anyway, so this video is about Vex Thal. Um, I wanted to show a walkthrough of the zone, some of the clickies that I'm after. Now, just a heads up before you guys watch this video and don't see anything. You won't see anything. There's no named up right now. I've been camping this all week, and I've found like one named. So there's other people that are definitely coming in through doing this. But anyways, um, I think a lot of people used to use the illusion trick, where you could cast an illusion at the same time as running through a door, and you could glitch right through the door. Now, what I read online is that people were calling it an exploit. At the same time, for anybody that doesn't know much about this zone, there are locked doors with no possible keys. So the only way to do this is to somehow get through the doors, unless you can bring a rogue or a bard or a caster that can break through the locks. But I'm a monk. Nobody really wants to come try to do this just for a clicky, so I'm kind of on my own. So what you'll see me doing here is I'm just clearing this trash. Now, you saw me kind of point earlier at that door. You don't want to run all the way up to that door, because you'll see in a second here how I'm going to get through that door. If I were to run up through it, it would kind of ruin everything. Now, you don't want any aggro. So if you have aggro and the mobs behind you, they're going to summon you back, and you don't want that. Once you get through the door, you want to stay on the other side of the door. So shrink helps. It lets you see through the doors, or just being a gnome, one of the two. But being small helps you see through the doors. Now what you saw there is how summoning works. In order for mobs to be able to summon you, you have to do some sort of damage to them. So what I did is I reposit them through the door, backed up, and then they summoned me through the door. Now what you'll see here is I'm going to duck pretty much the rest of the way. Now when I'm ducking, I can't reposit, I can't hit them, so I can walk right through them, making it so that they can't summon me. Now that door right there is another locked door, so I've got two options here. Either I can feign the aggro or clear it, because once again, if I don't, they're going to be summoned me back in this room, and I don't want to stay in this room. I want to keep going forward. Just to make this video go a little bit quicker, I decided let's just kill them. So there we go. Now you'll get to see it again. Ducking up to the door is not really exactly what you want to do, because if you duck up to the door, then the mobs are going to run up to the door and then try to hit you, but you're not going to be able to hit them. And then what'll happen is they'll summon you. When they summon you, you'll still be on the other side of the door. Now in this case, I got lucky. It summoned me through the door instead of on the other side of the door. But if that does happen, what I'm explaining here is you'll want to keep one targeted and feign and wait for them to walk back. Once they walk back and you lose aggro, then you can use one of your abilities like Dragon Force or Distance Strike or something to hit them through the door, and then that will trigger them to summon you. This room straight ahead, there's a named in there, but I don't camp him. I'm not really sure what he drops. Well, I'll be showing you here quickly the name that I'm after. That's the first one I'm after. That one drops the Illusion Fire Elemental. So that one would be really cool to have. And then the other two at the very end of the dungeon. So I'll show you where those ones are. The main one that people come here for is the I don't know why I haven't labeled this C Invis earring, but it's actually invisibility versus undead earring that is really useful, especially in high-end games. Whatever, Norton. In high-end games, high-end levels, most people don't really have an issue with regular invis mobs, but the undead are really the one that pose the most issues. So again, this is just me trying to get through the next locked door. After we get through this door, it gets a lot easier. Now we're not going to run into any more locked doors until almost the very end of the dungeon. So now I'm just going to duck my way through this. Some classes might have issues, you know, getting giant trains like this and just ducking the whole way through. Obviously, I'm a high-level monk. It's no issues for me. These mobs can't really even touch me. And if they do, my regen just takes care of it, so I don't actually get any damage on me. So I'm showing where the fire elemental illusion guy is. He'll be standing right there. He's not up, so we're going to just skip him. That one's like third on my list. First on my list is the Invis versus Undead Earring. Second would be the Illusion Human. Now, some might ask, like, okay, you're an Iskar monk. Why would you want to look like a human? I recently just completed getting the illusion you see right now, which is Wood Elf Illusion. And the problem I hate about it, and I kind of show this towards the end of the video, is I like seeing the animation of Flying Kick. I also have the Dark Elf Illusion from the casino, and you don't see a Flying Kick. All my guy does is wave his staff around, and it's sort of dumb. It's like, you know, it'd be really cool to be like an ogre doing a Flying Kick or a gnome doing a Flying Kick, but they never made the animations for those characters to do a Flying Kick, so all I end up doing is just kind of waving my two-hand weapon around. And now if I was a human, so one thing I was hoping for is they recently made Wood Elf Beast Lords. I shouldn't say recently, but you know, that was a new thing, Wood Elf Beast Lords. And Wood Elf Beast Lords do have a couple extra animations now for the Beast Lord class. I was hoping they would have added Flying Kick in, so I spent all weekend getting this Wood Elf Illusion just to sort of kind of be disappointed. I mean, I still like it, but whatever. Alright, so once you're in this room, this is, again, we're coming up to a locked door, so I need to clear all aggro before I try to get into the next locked door room. So I thought I cleared it when evidently I hadn't really cleared the whole train, so you'll see me just lay waste to half of Vex Thal right here. And this is going to be the very final and last locked door, and it's also the trickiest locked door of them all. In all the other locked doors, you can just poke your head right up to the door and you'll get aggro from mobs. In this one, that is not the case. We got to use a little EQ trickery in order to get the attention of the mobs. And I'll explain that here once I get through killing all this stuff. One of the things too is this stuff doesn't drop anything really worthwhile, so it's honestly just all trash. So most times when I'm going through this, I just try to avoid killing this stuff because it doesn't drop anything. As you see there's just nothing there. So you'll see here, there's mobs in that one. But if you go to the south tunnel, there's nothing in there. So this only works going into the north tunnel. As you see, I'm poking my head right up to the door. I can't click on them. So what we have to do is \target. So what you'll do is you'll see me try to first target the first mob, and all I do is type in the first name. Oh, that's why I typed it in wrong. ROM. I just noticed that now. All right, so I was able to get to work here with the second one. So you see, I was able to target him using \target, and then I was able to click on them, get their attention, land a hit, back up, got summoned right through the door. So now that now that we don't have aggro on them, we'll just duck through the rest of the way. Now this door right here, when you click on this, it locks behind you. So now that we're in this part of the dungeon, you see it kind of glitched me in. I can't get back. Anytime I click on the door, it pops me right back here. So that's something to keep in mind if you are sort of like, oh, I want to explore, you know, you end up having to go all the way back to the start. So just keep that in mind that's the door that locks behind you. Pretty much all this stuff is just trash, so we're going to skip it, and we're going to go click on that pedestal thing. So now, if you see the map in the upper right corner there, these are where the 3 main named are that I'm after. The one in the next room has the possibility of dropping the Invis versus Undead earring, so this is the main one I'm after. And I'll show you guys the other 2. I read online that it's either the one in the north or the south has the possibility of dropping the illusion human, but I don't think both do. One thing, do not click on that. If you click on this, that will bring you back to the start. Do not click on that. You want to go right behind it. There's an invisible wall. You just go right through it. So if you want to go back to the start, feel free to click on that, but otherwise most people don't, because all you can do is you can go to the very end, which is just straight ahead, and then that'll bring you to the final boss. So yeah, it's either the north or the south. I can't remember which one drops the illusion human one. Somebody online said only one of them does and the other one doesn't, but I mean, for now I'm gonna try to just kill both and see what happens. They have the same name, so like I said, you know, there's no named up right now, which kind of sucks. But you know, this is more just a tutorial video to show the zone and show how to kind of navigate through the zone for somebody that doesn't have the ability to pick locks. On my Bard, I can come here and I have 0 issues getting through this zone because I have all the keys on both characters for this zone. I've got the Palace key, the North key, the Northwest key. But yeah, after reading online, that will bring you to the final boss. I don't think there's any clickies that really drop off the final boss. I think it's just more, I could be wrong on that, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen anything that I really want from the final boss, but that's how you get to the final boss room. And then from the final boss room, there's a clicky that'll bring you out, and you'll see my mouse there. It'll port you right out to that main entrance area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head back, and I'm going to camp my character out over here because this is the mob that I really want to try to camp. And so I get back home from work tomorrow, pop in and see if it's there or not. What I'm explaining here is I don't want to camp too close to this door because then mobs behind me will pop, and I don't really want to deal with them. So just camp right in the middle of this room. Here it's like, oh, I'll just fade them, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to wait for them to path back, so we'll just kill them. And what I'll explain next here is kind of why I want the illusion human. Like I've already explained, it's mainly just for the flying kick animation. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any other, besides Skeleton Illusion. Skeleton Illusion can do flying kick. So, it'd be a fun cookie to get. I'll show some of my illusions here. So, and the other thing too is, I just think Iskars look really bad in leather and cloth helmets. And I'll kind of show that here. Every other race I feel like looks way better in cloth helmets, but Iskar I just think looks so goofy. So here I'm going to show you what it looks like to do a flying kick as a dark elf. You see me wave my staff. I'm trying intimidation because if you can get intimidation off, in P99 it works. You can have any mob targeted and press intimidation. It'll go through the motions. Yeah, that's the flying kick right there. There it is. That's a flying kick. So bad. I'm also explaining how I think real monks should wear robes, but you know, again, it's just personal preference. And this is me explaining how stupid I think. This is a leather helmet, so monks wear leather. This is what a leather helmet looks like on a monk, on an Iskar. I think it looks completely stupid. The only one I actually like for helmets on Iskars is the helmet of Ralosek, which I feel like looks cool on everybody. And it's just so generic that, I don't know. I usually just wear that, but I'm trying to, you know, like I said, just get some illusions, and then I can switch up the look a little bit, different from everybody else, because half the people out here wear the Ralosek helmet just because it's pretty cool looking. So I'm showing what a dark elf looks like in this costume. And they look better. I mean, there's still a little bit of a bulge to the helmet with their heads, but I mean, they look cool. I take that over in Iskar, and then show what a wood elf. This is probably my favorite one so far, the wood elf, because it doesn't make their head look ginormous. I don't really like that stance that they have, though. Kind of just one arm cocked back, one leg cocked back, doing the Vegas dance. I don't know. But again, the main thing I don't like about it is I like the look, but I can't. I really want to be able to do the flying kick animation. I think people that play monks really like that flying kick animation. I know I'm being real nitpicky here, kind of dumb when talking about this stuff, but again, you know, this is just having fun. So this is what I'm going to show too, is that the skeleton illusion, you can do a flying kick animation with the... I kill the mob, but then I do a flying kick at the very end. There's a flying kick. So, anyways, I'm going to end the video here. And yeah, keep playing EverQuest, and hopefully I'll see you online.